Welcome back to the Bad Influence Podcast. This is the first episode of our new segment, Relationship Wednesday. I am the bad influence that you need in your life, Bjordan Banderas. Let me get straight to it. People always ask me, how the hell has your relationship lasted 10 years? Some people are straight up jealous of what my wife and I have. I'm not gonna lie. They show it and they pretty much say it. But here's the thing. If you want to build a solid life, you better believe you deserve a partner who's going to build it with you. You're out here changing your mindset, leveling up your life, and you're telling me you don't deserve a badass relationship to go with that? You absolutely do. So stop playing small. You deserve a partner who matches your energy, challenges you to grow, and is right there with you for the ride. Let me ask you something. How much has your love life shaped your entire life? Whether you realize it or not, the right relationship can either elevate you to fucking levels you never imagined or keep you stuck in a loop of mediocrity. Yes, it can. The person you choose to be with isn't just a romantic partner. They're your teammate, your motivator, and they can be the very catalyst for your growth. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, I don't need anyone to help me, you're right to a certain extent. But the truth is, the right relationship doesn't just help you, it transforms you. It pushes you to become the best version of yourself. And in today's episode, I'm going to dive deep into how finding the right person isn't just about love. It's about evolving into someone you never thought you could be. By the end of this episode, I want you to walk away with a whole new perspective on relationships. Because your romantic relationships are going to shape your life. This isn't about fairy tale romance. This is about real growth, real connection, and real change. So let's get into it. So here's the thing. Most of you settle in relationships. You meet someone, things feel comfortable, and before you know it, you're just coasting. You're in a relationship, but there's no real growth. There's no fire pushing you to be better, to evolve, to reach new heights. And for years, you stay stuck in this pattern of good enough. But let me tell you something. Good enough is not enough. When you're with the wrong person, you might not even realize the damage it's doing. You're constantly drained, second guessing yourself, and worst of all, you're not growing. The right relationship should make you feel like you're unstoppable. You should be leveling up in your career, your self-esteem, and your overall happiness. The problem is, many of you don't even know what a right relationship looks like because you've been stuck in toxic, draining, or just flat out boring ones. You start to think that's normal, that you should be grateful just to have someone. But let me tell you, it's not about settling, it's about thriving. Before I met my wife, my love life was a mess. I was out there doing the whole fuckboy thing, just sleeping around, not caring about anyone's feelings, and not caring about myself either. I thought that was life. I was like, I have the best life, right? I thought I was in control, but in reality, I was lost. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't understand that I was seeking something deeper, something real. Then I met my wife, and everything fucking changed. She didn't just treat me with respect. She treated me with curiosity. She wanted to know who I really was. I wasn't just another guy to her. She genuinely wanted to understand me, my past, my struggles, and why I had become the person I was at that time. She asked questions no one else ever bothered to ask. Not judgmental, but curious. She wanted to know what shaped me, which is important. And as I started explaining myself, something incredible happened. I began to see myself differently. I felt like I was doing my own therapy outside of therapy. I started to understand why I had made the choices I did, why I acted the way I did. And suddenly, I realized that I didn't have to keep being that person. I could change. I could be better. I could create a different life for me and for my wife. That's the power of being in the right relationship. It holds a mirror and shows you who you are, but it also shows you who you could be. That's what my relationship did for me. My wife didn't judge me for my past. She helped me move beyond it. And that's when I knew that this wasn't just any relationship. This was the relationship that was going to change my life. Here's the thing. The right relationship is about mutual growth. It's not just about one person growing while the other stays the same. No, that's not going to work because the person that's staying the same is going to feel resentful. A good relationship, the best relationship that you can have for yourself, it's about pushing each other to new heights. When my wife started asking me questions about my past, it wasn't just about understanding me. It was about helping me understand myself as well. And that's what sparked real growth. When you're in the right relationship, it feels like you found your teammate. It's no longer just about you versus the world. It's about the two of you taking on life together. And that's a game changer. Suddenly, your challenges are not so overwhelming because you've got someone in your corner who truly believes in you. But let's be clear. This doesn't mean everything is easy. In fact, the right relationship will challenge you. It's going to be challenging because it requires you to grow. It will push you out of your comfort zone, force you to face your fears, and make you confront the parts of yourself you'd rather ignore. But that's exactly why it's so powerful, because it's through that discomfort that real growth happens. The right person doesn't just make your life more comfortable, they make you better. They challenge you, they push you, and they hold you accountable. And when you've got someone like that by your side, there's no limit to what you can achieve. So, how do you build that kind of relationship? It all starts with communication. You have to be able to talk to each other, not just about the good stuff, but about the hard stuff too. When my wife and I were drifting apart, because it has happened, I didn't just sit back and let it happen. I told her, we need to spend more time together. It wasn't about blaming her or pointing fingers. It was about being honest about what our relationship needed. Second, you have to create space for growth. That means giving each other room to pursue your own goals while still being there to support each other. That's hard to do, but it can be done. The right relationship isn't about being attached to the hip 24/7. It's about being each other's biggest supporter even when you're on different paths. Because that's what a relationship requires you to do, to follow your own path, your own growth, but also it requires for the other person to support you even if they're not part of that path, if they're not part of your growth. What I'm trying to say is, like, when I say that, is they're not going to do the same thing as you. That's what I'm referring to. You can do your own thing and they're still going to support you. Okay? Third, set aside time for your relationship. this is a huge one, especially right now, because I get it. I get it. Life gets busy. You have jobs, kids, responsibilities, but you have to make time for the person you're with. Even if it's just 30 minutes of uninterrupted time where you put your phones away and actually connect, it's crucial. I cannot express this enough. This is crucial. When you prioritize your relationship, it becomes stronger. And finally, this is going to trigger a lot of people. Be vulnerable. I know, the V word, right? One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that being open and vulnerable with your partner deepens the connection. When you're honest about your fears, your struggles, and your dreams, it creates a bond that's unbreakable. That's where true intimacy comes from. The right relationship doesn't just change you, it changes everything around you. When you're in a strong, healthy partnership, you're more confident, more driven, and more at peace. Your work improves because you're not weighed down by emotional baggage that you have to carry from home to work and from work to home. It actually changes everything. Your friendships deepen because you're no longer seeking validation from others. You've got that solid foundation at home. For me, once I found that right person, I felt like I could take on anything. My job improved, my relationships with friends improved, and I was finally able to focus on what I really wanted in life. The right relationship gave me the stability and security I needed to take risks and pursue my passions. And it's not just about the big things, it's about the small moments too. When you're with the right person, even the mundane moments become meaningful. You enjoy just being together. Whether you're watching a movie or having dinner, it doesn't matter. You just enjoy being in company of that special person. There's a sense of peace that comes from knowing you found your person. Someone that understands you, someone that cares about you, and someone that doesn't judge you. But remember, this doesn't happen overnight. This is where a lot of people don't understand. You have to work on yourself first. If you've got trust issues or emotional baggage from past relationships, you need to address that before you can fully show up for someone else. But once you do that, the right relationship will change everything. Otherwise, you'll have to grow while in the relationship. And let me fucking tell you, it's fucking hard to grow while you're in the relationship. That's pretty much what happened with me. And I can tell you, it's going to be the most challenging thing you have ever done in your entire life. So here's my message to you. If you're in a relationship right now, ask yourself, are you growing? Are you being pushed to be better? Is your partner challenging you in the best way possible? If the answer is no, it might be time to reevaluate things. The right relationship won't just make you happy. It will make you better. And if you're still searching for that right person, don't settle. That's my message for you. Don't settle. Don't lower your standards just because you're tired of being alone. The right person is out there. And when you find them, they'll change your life. But first, again, you need to work on yourself. Become the best version of you, and the right person will show up when the time is right. When you need it the most. When life decides to say, you know what, this person is finally ready to settle with someone that's going to help them grow. Or again, like I said, You're going to have to do that while in the relationship, and it's going to be fucking hard. And that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in to the Bad Influence podcast. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, your relationship has the power to change your life. And have a great day.